في أكبر الكتب.
So this week, for the week of March, I think it's 27th to the April 2nd, we're going to look at self-awareness. So tell us a little bit about how, what constitutes self-awareness. So Prince of Cups, so that's going to be emotional. That's going to be a human being who has a sense of emotions. Because it's in the masculine, it would be that the visionary aspect. It can also be the a clear understanding intellectually that that we experience, and how we experience those emotions. So that takes away the kind of crazy making that often happens for us. Well, especially for a woman. And the Ace of Cups, look at that, self-awareness. We have two cards that tell us there's emotion. I wonder what that is trying to denote here. Is that saying that as long as we have a masculine and feminine emotional, let's say, comprehension or understanding, will that constitute, I'm going to ask a separate question with a separate card, will that constitute self-awareness? Maybe not, because this is interference. So let's see what the third component of self-awareness is. And this is the Magus. So this is going to be able to manipulate reality, let's say the alchemy of the experience. So if we have all this emotional experience, so maybe my behavior, your behavior, how we impact ourselves and others, and how to manipulate that, how to kind of catalyze that action. Is that correct? Let's see. Knight of Cups says yes, that is going to be correct. So what are we looking at when it comes to, I'm thinking of Tasha Eurich's studies, where she found that 10 to 15% of people are truly self-aware, whereas 95% of people think they're self-aware. So, are her studies valid? And this love card says for sure. This is really what our experience is. So, can we cultivate that self-awareness? And this says, well, I guess if you really work at it, you can cultivate that self-awareness. I often think of these things in relationship to are we a computer program? Is God, or if we look historically, is it God who is running the whole thing, and free will, etc.? These are complex questions, of course, but I like to look at what the cards think about all this. So it does think that we can become more self-aware. It says that we have the capacity to do that. Now it's just what benefit would it give us if we have self-awareness? Well, then we can have a greater sense of understanding of the world. We can have a greater direction in life. We can have greater meaning in life. There you go. So that confirms something. There are days where I think, if people are not self-aware, they're not aware of their behaviors, they're not aware of their patterns. I mean, I've spoken to people. I do little things like mention something the person has done, but say it in the third person. So I'm not directly accusing them, or it doesn't feel like they're being accused, and they will agree, oh yes, people do this very often. And it's something that they have done. It's just a little sort of test to see, are they aware that they have done that? Now, many people I've spoken to will tell me, oh my goodness, I have done that many, many times. And then others will go, oh yes, I know people who do that, but I don't do that. And usually the one who says, I don't do that, is the one who ends up being the one who's done it. It's fascinating. I don't know what to do with that, but I do perceive that sometimes we're completely unaware of what we have said or done, and what that impact has on other people. And I also find guilt. Tell me about guilt and self-awareness. Yeah, guilt works very well. So what I point out here, and I did a bit of research on it as well. Well, quite a bit of research, where guilt is a good barometer to tell us that our behavior is inappropriate, where that behavior needs correction, where that behavior needs to be shifted and changed. I, for one, know that when I act certain ways, I feel terribly guilty, and that guilt lets me know, hey, it's time to change that. But a lot of people, instead, they go, the other person should change it, and that's what denotes a lack of self-awareness as well, is that we think that the other is the only one to blame, and we are, let's say, absolved from any of that. So something like this happens quite often. People in a job, and they believe that this, remember what I'm about to say, some people actually, are treated badly at work. That can occur. It can be a terrible environment, but if you're good at your job, you usually go, hey, I'm not going to be treated like this. I'm good at my job. I know I'm really good at my work. I know I excel, and you're going to be in high demand to get another job. And then there's the other type of person who's, there are many options in between, but I'm giving you two types, who say, I'm treated really badly at work, really, really badly at work. It's their fault. They need to change. I need to accuse people. I need to take them to HR. I need to get them to change their behavior. And they do not check in on their own behavior. Now, many times I've seen the person act obnoxiously, let's say, towards me. Not just, and I don't mean that like as, ooh, poor me, nothing like that. I just see, oh, wow, this is a rude person. This is a pushy person. They do this kind of thing, and they're doing it to many people. You can see there's a pattern of behavior. Don't forget, we're pattern seeking. Our brains seek patterns, so we can notice a pattern of, I'm going to treat this person badly, that person badly, and then I'm going to blame everyone else. Everyone's against me, kind of thing. So those kind of people don't leave the job. They just wreak havoc. They create toxicity in the job. And interestingly enough, most of this type of person is usually women. I find that really interesting as well. Anyway, just to point out, self-awareness is going to help you out. It's going to help you to work through things. It's going to give you meaning. So maybe that's something we could look into a little bit more deeply next time around. Tell me what you think. Have a great day. Bye.